Getting your British Columbia driver's license starts with more than just time behind the wheel. It begins with understanding the rules, signs, and safety habits that keep everyone on the road protected. Welcome to Part 3 of the ICBC Knowledge Test Series. In today's episode, we will guide you through focused, easy-to-follow practice questions designed to boost your confidence and help you feel fully prepared. If you're serious about passing the test, make sure to like this video, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a session. Let us know your thoughts and driving topics you want us to prepare for you. Let's get started. Question 1. A Q endorsement is placed on driver's license when a driver successfully completes an approved by province air brake course through an authorized organization. A. Class 3. B. Class 2. C. Any class of. D. Class 1. The answer is C. Any class of. Question 2. When preparing to discharge a fire extinguisher to put out a fire, you should hold the extinguisher in what position? A. However you can get the tightest grip. B. In line with the top of the flames. C. Parallel to the ground. D. Upright. The answer is D. Upright. Question 3. Which of the following is correct about assisting a person in a wheelchair? A. Ensure that the wheelchair brakes are applied when the wheelchair is stopped. B. If there are bumps in the pavement, turn around and reverse the wheelchair over them. C. Fold back the footrests because they could bang into something. D. Focus your attention on the person instead of the ground while pushing the wheelchair. The answer is A. Ensure that the wheelchair brakes are applied when the wheelchair is stopped. Question 4. If safety marks are needed to indicate the presence of dangerous goods, where on the vehicle should they be placed? A. At the end of the trailer or transport unit. B. On the side that will be most visible to other vehicles. C. On each side and each end of the trailer or transport unit. D. On the front of the lead trailer. The answer is C. On each side and each end of the trailer or transport unit. Question 5. What lights would not be found at the rear of the vehicle of a bus? A. Clearance and marker lights. B. Alternating amber and red flashing lights. C. All of these lights would be found at the rear. D. White flashing strobe light. The answer is C. All of these lights would be found at the rear. Question 6. Which of the following is true of a truck registered for a weight of 10,000 kilograms being driven solely in this province? A. The driver is not required to obtain a safety fitness certificate for the reason that the vehicle is not being operated outside of the province. B. According to provincial law, the carrier must obtain a safety fitness certificate because of the weight of the vehicle. C. Federal law applies because the vehicle is weighing in excess of federally designated threshold. D. If the carrier wished to tow a trailer weighing 2,000 kilograms, he/she would be required to obtain a safety fitness certificate. The answer is D. If the carrier wished to tow a trailer weighing 2,000 kilograms, he/she would be required to obtain a safety fitness certificate. Question 7. Under which of the following circumstances is a trip inspection report invalid? A. If the inspection report was not reviewed by a registered vehicle inspector. B. If the inspection was completed by anyone other than the driver. C. If the inspection report is not attached to the trip inspection schedule. D. If the report was completed more than 24 hours ago. The answer is D. If the report was completed more than 24 hours ago. Question 8. According to this province's hours of service legislation, under which of the following conditions would a driver not be allowed to drive? A. If he/she has already been on duty for 15 hours. B. If he/she has had more than 3 work shifts that week. C. if he/she has already driven 10 hours during that shift. D. If road conditions are dangerous. The answer is A. If he/she has already been on duty for 15 hours. Question 9. If doing a pre-trip air brake inspection, which of the below would be acceptable pressure levels for the air supply valve and park control valve to pop out at? A. 70 psi for the air supply valve and 50 psi for the park control valve. B. Any pressure, as long as it is roughly equal for both valves. C. 35 psi for the air supply valve and 15 psi for the park control valve. D. 50 psi for the air supply valve and 30 psi for the park control valve. The answer is D. 50 psi for the air supply valve and 30 psi for the park control valve. Question 10. When coupling a truck tractor to a semi-trailer, A. The fifth wheel should be higher than the semi-trailer before making the connection. B. Corrections should be made if you notice slack during the tug test. C. The jaws of the fifth wheel should be in the locked position before coupling. D. It is essential that you have chocks at the front and rear of the semi-trailer wheel. The answer is B. Corrections should be made if you notice slack during the tug test. Question 11. When reversing to unload a dump vehicle, you should A. Back the vehicle to the passenger's side, right. B. Avoid using your mirrors and rely entirely on the hand signals of the guide. C. Position the guide so that he or she can see your path, but cannot be seen by you. D. Use the backing alarm if the vehicle is equipped with one. The answer is D. Use the backing alarm if the vehicle is equipped with one. Question 12. To lower the risk of fire, you should A. Gently drag the brakes when the vehicle is in motion. B. Drive back to your home terminal immediately if you notice a fuel leak after having taken a rest break. C. Touch the fuel hose nozzle against the filler pipe before filling up with fuel. D. Leave your engine running while refueling. The answer is C. Touch the fuel hose nozzle against the filler pipe before filling up with fuel. Question 13. Which of the following statements is true about the holder of a Class 3 operator's license? A. He/she can operate a single motor vehicle with 3 or more axles towing any type of trailer with 1 or more axles. B. He/she may operate all motor vehicles under Classes 1, 2, 4, and 6 for learning only. C. He/she can transport passengers for hire as long as the motor vehicle has a seating capacity of less than 15 people. D. He/she may operate any motor vehicle or combination of vehicles that the holder of a Class 5 operator's license may operate. The answer is D. He/she may operate any motor vehicle or combination of vehicles that the holder of a Class 5 operator's license may operate. Question 14. As a school bus driver, you should never A. Break the 4-second following rule. B. Drive with open front doors. C. Refuel a bus with passengers aboard. D. All answers are correct. The answer is D. All answers are correct. Question 15. If you are a school bus driver and there is a breakdown, the best course of action is to A. Place an approved warning device a few meters in front of the bus to alert other drivers. B. Get all of the passengers off the bus as soon as possible, regardless of the problem. C. Activate the alternating flashing amber lights. D. Stop the bus as far off the roadway as practical and radio for help if you cannot fix the problem. The answer is D. Stop the bus as far off the roadway as practical and radio for help if you cannot fix the problem. Question 16. What is not included in the official definition of a semi-trailer? A. While being towed, it is supported at its front end by the truck tractor or the immediately preceding trailer. B. When connected to the truck tractor or preceding trailer, it is connected by means of a kingpin and a fifth wheel. C. It has axles either at its front or rear ends. D. It has axles only at or near its rear end. The answer is C. It has axles either at its front or rear ends. Question 17. Which best describes the effect of centrifugal force on a vehicle when entering a curve? A. It pushes the vehicle to the outside of the curve. B. It increases the speed of the vehicle. C. It reduces the friction between the vehicle and the road surface. D. It causes the vehicle to skid and roll over. The answer is A. It pushes the vehicle to the outside of the curve. Question 18. Which of the following operators' licenses is you permitted to apply for as a probationary driver? A. None of them. B. Class 1. C. Class 3. D. Class 2. The answer is A. None of them. Question 19. When driving a vehicle that is transporting dangerous goods, all pertinent documents should be located where? A. As electronic copies on the driver's smartphone. B. In a labeled folder in the glove compartment of the passenger seat. C. Attached to the container holding the dangerous goods. D. Within reach or in a pocket mounted on the driver's door. The answer is D. Within reach or in a pocket mounted on the driver's door. Question 20. Which of the following is not one of the distractions that a commercial vehicle driver would be fined for under the distracted driving law of the Traffic Safety Act? A. Emailing a friend on a handheld cell phone. B. Reading a newspaper. C. Read a GPS display screen. D. Personal grooming. The answer is C. Read a GPS display screen. Question 21. Total stopping distance is A. The sum of the speed and the weight of the vehicle divided by the amount of traction. B. The difference between braking distance and reaction distance. C. The distance traveled from the moment the brakes are applied to the moment the vehicle stops. D. The sum of perception distance, reaction distance, lag time distance, and braking distance. The answer is D. The sum of perception distance, reaction distance, lag time distance, and braking distance. Question 22. Which of the following belts should you check during a pre-trip inspection? A. Water pump belt. B. All belts on the front of the engine. C. Power steering belt. D. Alternator belt. The answer is B. All belts on the front of the engine. Question 23. To safely make a right turn in a large vehicle, it is recommended that you A. Allow your rear wheels to mount the curb if there is no obstruction. B. Veer into the left lane before making your turn to give yourself more space to turn. C. Allow for high-speed off-tracking to counteract the centrifugal force. D. Drive well into the intersection before starting the turn. The answer is D. Drive well into the intersection before starting the turn. Question 24. Which of the following statements about the holder of a Class 2 operator's license is false? A. He/she must provide a bus with a seating capacity of at least 20 passengers for the road test. B. He/she may only operate Class 1 and 6 vehicles for learning. C. An air brake Q endorsement is required to operate air brake equipped vehicles. D. He/she may operate any motor vehicle or combination of vehicles that the holder of a Class 3, 4, or 5 operator's license may operate. The answer is A. He/she must provide a bus with a seating capacity of at least 20 passengers for the road test. Question 25. What is the most accurate definition of traction? A. Traction is the distance required for a vehicle to stop under ideal road conditions. B. Traction is the amount of contact made between the front tires and the road surface. C. Traction is the friction between the road surface and the area where the tire contacts that surface. D. Traction is the resistance generated between a rough road surface and worn tires. The answer is C. Traction is the friction between the road surface and the area where the tire contacts that surface. Question 26. Which of the following statements about preventative maintenance plans is false? A. Leased vehicles are not exempt from the requirement to follow an established preventative maintenance plan. B. On-road inspections received from an enforcement officer must be reported to the carrier. C. Small defects discovered during an inspection do not need to be reported to the carrier. D. Every driver is responsible for carrying out inspections required by the owner and required by legislation. The answer is C. Small defects discovered during an inspection do not need to be reported to the carrier. Question 27. Which of the following statements about long combination vehicles is incorrect? A. In order to be issued with a longer combination vehicle driver's certificate, a driver must not have had any prior moving violations. B. The heaviest trailer should always be hooked up directly to the tractor. C. The maximum speed limit for drivers of long combination vehicles should never be more than 100 kilometers per hour. D. Drivers of LCV should allow for maximum following distance. The answer is A. In order to be issued with a longer combination vehicle driver's certificate, a driver must not have had any prior moving violations. Question 28. Carriers operating a tractor outside of this province are required to obtain a safety fitness certificate if the vehicle weighs in excess of A. Safety fitness. Certificates are only required for trucks and trailers. B. 5,000 kilograms. C. 4,500 kilograms. D. 4,000 kilograms. The answer is C. 4,500 kilograms. Question 29. When do most fatigue-related collisions occur? A. At sunset. B. During weekends. C. Between 9 p.m. and midnight. D. Between 2 and 6 a.m. The answer is D. Between 2 and 6 a.m. Question 30. When performing a turnaround with a school bus, the correct procedure is to A. Wait for traffic to pass around you before reversing safely. B. Unload passengers just before you begin reversing. C. Only back onto a highway if there are no vehicles coming in either direction. D. Stop the bus approximately 3 bus lengths ahead of the road you will be reversing into. The answer is A. Wait for traffic to pass around you before reversing safely. Part 3 is complete and your driving knowledge just leveled up. Keep the momentum going by reviewing anything that challenged you and continuing to build your skills step by step. When you're ready, head over to Part 4. We'll be there to guide you through it. Thanks for learning with us.